The day that you were born on is called your psychic number because it represents your mindset and how you think. If you were born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th, you have a psychic number 3. People with the psychic number 3 have a celebrity vibe. They're very dramatic, they're very theatrical, they're extremely energetic, they're very jovial and optimistic. These people tend to be well liked and very popular all throughout their lives, and they have mastered the art of communication. Psychic number 3s have a very powerful subconscious mind, just like psychic number 2s. But the difference between a 3 and a 2 is that a 2, they will live in their imagination and they won't get anything done. They will stay in their imagination and they'll just isolate themselves from the rest of the world and they'll just live in their thoughts. But a 3 actually wants to express their ideas and what they're imagining with the rest of the world. 3s actually want to take what's inside their mind and push it out into reality, because 3s, these people are performers. They need attention. They need to be liked and appreciated by others. These are very, very social beings. This is probably the most social number in all of numerology. And these people tend to have the most friends out of most people, and they also tend to be very superficial. And this is because they're so fixated and focused on being liked by others and winning other people over that they will develop their outer personality and not give that much attention to how they actually feel internally. So a lot of them are really superficial and a lot of them are extremely fake. And this is why they make great actors. They're really good at molding their personality to win the approval of others. These people tend to be obsessed with their self-image. And because of this, these people tend to have a whole bunch of outfits. A lot of them have very expensive clothes and colorful outfits. Their hair is always going to be done. Their hygiene's always going to be on point. They're always going to smell good and look good, because these people want to be complimented. They want to be liked by others, and they want approval from other people. And so these people will focus all of their attention just on how they present themselves to others. And like I just said, they'll pay very little attention to how they actually feel internally. So these people are the least in tune with their emotions. But as a psychic number 3, because you guys are really good at expressing yourselves, once you learn how to tap in with your emotions, you're going to add more depth to your personality and more depth to your expression, and you're going to be even more liked by others. And instead of just being liked, now you're going to be loved. But when you're loved, you're also going to be hated. But when you're just liked, people don't really think anything strongly to you. They just think you're a really cool person. They just want to be around you because you're inspiring. Or because you have very magnetic and very calming and very welcoming and comfortable energy towards you. And so, because you guys are so optimistic and because your energy is so positive all the time, and you guys are rarely negative or rarely upset, you guys attract a lot of energy vampires. People will just cling themselves to you and just latch themselves onto you, and they'll just follow you around and always want to be around you because you guys have a very strong aura. You guys have a very magnetic aura, because number 3 is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the biggest and the heaviest planet. And it projects more energy out to the sun than it actually receives from the sun. So Jupiter is like a mini sun. So you see, we have very sun-like qualities and very magnetic energy. And so you attract a lot of people to you guys. You guys have very powerful and very strong and very abundant energy reserves. And so you guys tend to be always happy and tend to be always positive. And you guys don't really take life that serious. But this is how you work. You guys do your best work, and you guys are your best selves when you're being optimistic. So try to stay away from people that are low vibrational and people that are always depressed and negative all the time. Your optimism is like a God-given gift that you guys have. You guys are also very religious at heart, even though y'all aren't really like big on like an actual conventional religion. You guys are religious at heart. So you guys are very pure in the heart. And you guys have very pure intentions to what you guys do. And so even if you guys do belong to a particular religion, you're still open-minded. So if something makes sense to you, you can pick up on that and then you'll add it to your philosophy. One thing I will say about psychic number 3s is that 99% of these people are compulsive liars. They lie so much that they have mastered lying. It is impossible to tell if they're lying. It is impossible. They lie so much that they have perfected it. These people lie about little stuff, big stuff, medium stuff, and they don't lie out of fear or nervousness. They lie because these people tend to live in fantasies. These people tend to live more in their mind than they do in actual reality. They tend to be more in their head than they actually are in the material realm. And so because of this, these people use the creativity, these people merge creativity with real life. And so they always try to make their stories seem more interesting than what they really are. And this is why they're great storytellers, and people can listen to them talk all day long. Because these people have they add an unreal essence to everything that they do. Most of the time it's because they're not telling you the complete truth. These people always exaggerate their stories, and they always try to make themselves seem more interesting than what they really are, or their lives more interesting than what they really are, or the story that they're telling you more interesting than what it really is. So if a psychic number 3 is telling you something, always take what they tell you with a grain of salt, because you will never be able to detect if they're lying or not. And the only way that you would know that they lied is if they told you, or if somebody else was there and they're like, that didn't really happen, bro. So anytime a psychic number 3 tells me something, I never believe it. If there's someone else with them, I'm gonna ask the other person, and I'm always gonna take it with a grain of salt, because these people, they're not lying to deceive you. They can't really help it. Like, they always have to, they're very dramatic and theatrical, so they always have to make things seem more interesting than what they really are. So this is something that they need to work on, because this is something that they struggle with a lot. They have to get better at telling the truth, because they are very good at lying to people, and you will never know when they're lying. And they're also great at gossiping as well. I'm not great at gossiping. They tend to gossip as well. And the other thing that I would say is that sometimes they can talk too much or talk you to death. For example, one famous psychic number 3 that I know is LeBron James, because he's born on the 30th. This dude is always lying about reading books. He always has a book in his hand. He always has some book in his hand, and he always is talking about, oh yeah, I read this book. And every time somebody asks him, what was this book about? He never really gives any like real details. He just says like, great author, great book. You know, there's so much stuff that I took out of the book. There's so many great points and there's so many great ideas that I don't really know. There's not really one thing that I can really put my finger on. Like, I would just say, just read the book for yourself. But some well-known psychic number 3s are Mike Tyson, Walt Disney, LeBron James, Lil Baby, Gucci Mane, Earl Nightingale, Dick Gregory, Jeff Bezos, Abraham Lincoln, Bill Cosby, George Bush, Kim Kardashian, Usain Bolt, Samuel Jackson, Wilt Chamberlain, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Eddie Murphy, and Nia Long, who's my favorite psychic number 3. Now, if you like a more in-depth analysis on the psychic number 3, or if you'd like to learn about the specific type of psychic number 3 that you have, or if you have a different psychic number that you'd like to learn about, or if you'd like to learn about your name number, your life path number, your soul number, your personality number, or if you'd like to learn how to see into your future by using the personal year vibration calculation, click the link in my profile bio and read my book, Supreme Mathematics, a complete guide on Chaldean numerology.